In this demo, we'll see how to add sorting to a table. In the scenario we will demo, the data in the table will be sorted by an attribute that is selected by the end user when clicking on the respective table header. In this module, we already have a screen created with a table displaying employees. The table data comes from the getEmployees aggregate that is defined at the screen level. To add sorting to the table, there are a few things we need to set. So, let's get started. On each header cell, we can define the sort attribute. In this case, let's pick the employee name from the suggestions. For each column that we want to have sorting capabilities, we need to set the sort attribute in the header cell. We can do it also for the remaining two columns, exactly the same way. This process relates the column in the table with the respective attribute in the database that we want to sort by. To complete the UI part, we need to define an handler for the built-in onSort event of the table. This action will define most of the logic needed to do the sorting when the end user selects the column. Let's return back to the table to define the input attribute that will contain the clicked column information. The clicked column input parameter of the event will hold the value of the sort attribute property defined in the header cell. That association is done automatically when the end user clicks on the respective column of the table. Going back to the onSort client action, let's implement its flow. The first thing we'll do is to create a local variable in the screen to hold the current sort attribute. Later on, this will be used by the aggregate. Now, in the logic, let's add an if. To validate if the current table sort changed, or is empty. If the sort attribute did not change, let's invert the sort order from ascending to descending. In the false branch of the if, we'll simply set the table sort to the new sort attribute. The final step in our logic is to refresh the aggregate, to fetch the data with the new sorting criterion, and create the missing connector from the assign. The only piece missing is to actually use the table sort variable in the getEmployees aggregate, to define for what we want to sort by. For this, we will add a dynamic sort to the aggregate. Here we will use the table sort variable, which contains the sort attribute and if the order is descending or not. In the table we have defined, in the header cell, the sort attribute, and also set the table onSort event. Then, the onSort action was implemented to set the sort criterion, and the dynamic sort was defined in the aggregate to sort the data by that criterion. Let's see it working in the browser. As we can see, the name and city columns now show a visual hint regarding sorting capabilities. Clicking on the city column header will sort the results shown in ascending order. Clicking it again will invert the order to descending, as expected.